This is a product of the 90s. Please beware. We do not condone any of these slings.
Hi, how are you? We're continuing Shitbird Month for some reason. I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
This is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I don't feel like I have to answer that. This is America.
Yes, we are talking this week about 1995's Man of the House, starring Chevrolet
JTT.
Chase.
Chevrolet?
Chevrolet Chase.
I never knew Chevy was short for Chevrolet.
Why not? Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
But the Chevy was racist.
And Johnathan Taylor Thomas.
Ugh.
And kind of Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah. Enough of her. Enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Although she's listed as like starring, but I think we see more Art LaFleur and George Wendt than we do Farrah Fawcett.
We do?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I have to say, when this came out, it was 94, right? 93?
95. I just said
95. See, I don't listen. All the girls were in love with JTT.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah,
some of the boys.
I was reading a thing in the trivia about, so this movie was Chevy Chase's biggest movie of the 90s, and it did okay.
I remember watching it with my stepdad.
He even credits that too. He's like, it's not necessarily me, it's Johnathan Taylor Thomas. He was like the biggest thing at the time. He was on Home Improvement.
Surprised
He
he's
was
humble
Lion
enough to
King.
say that, though,
I know,
instead of
right?
like, well, I did the heavy lifting.
Probably during press for this,
Yeah.
so he could still sound like, he wants people to go see the movie, so he gets paid.
Ask him about it now.
But the trivia thing I was reading was like, yeah, it was this and this. And Johnathan Taylor Thomas was on Home Improvement and something of a sex symbol. And I'm like, dude, this guy is 14?
Yeah. I think we looked it up right here, 14. But I mean, Whitney's not wrong. Like, it was all
He was in
age appropriate.
Teen Beat.
Yeah, it was age appropriate, hung up on all girls' walls.
Not my walls.
Not yours. Who'd you got on there?
I had Luke Perry.
Ooh, a much better choice, really.
But not really
Maybe
age
not
appropriate.
age appropriate.
No, because this was so it was 95, so he would have been 41.
But I mean, that's part of childhood. Like, especially guys had all kinds of older, well, not old, but like, girls older than you on their walls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cindy Crawford, Kathy Ireland, to name a few.
Ryder Strong.
Oh God,
Amy Jo Johnson.
Ryder Strong, is he?
Boy Meets World.
No, he's the porn star, and Ride Her Strong.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, go hang out with Rob Lowe.
I did have a crush on Rob Lowe.
So you just have like a name thing.
I guess so.
I really liked that huge anus.
Dennis Quaid? Yes. We all know I had a very inappropriate crush on Dennis
Yeah,
Quaid.
well, I still do.
Are you saying Dennis Quaid has a huge anus?
Richard Gere did?
Only after. Well,
You gotta-
anyway.
you
I
gotta train that.
digress.
You gotta train that gear.
This movie was directed by some guy named James Orr. He directed some other stuff, Mr. Destiny and Breaking All the Rules.
The way that you're saying this means there's not much you're gonna say.
No, Mr. Destiny and Breaking All the Rules. I don't know
Mr.
what those
Destiny
are.
is the baseball movie with the who
Is
is
it
it?
Norm?
The Wrong Belushi.
Oh.
The wrong Belushi.
Jim?
I think so.
Yeah, Jim.
The Wrong Belushi died.
But he also wrote this with a guy named Jim Cruikshank. It looks like they
No,
were.
he's not up to anything wrong, dude.
It looks like they were writing partners because they wrote Three Men and a Baby.
Still writing partners.
Writing.
RIDING.
Yep.
Yeah, well, either way. They wrote Three Men and a Baby, Sister Act 2,
Ooh.
and this, and some other stuff.
You
But those are the
name-
ones I
you-
recognize.
You named two I really, really like.
I got asked today if we were going to do like Three Men and a Baby because some girls from Florence came down today. Like somehow I said something about, oh yeah, my husband was editing for the podcast. I was talking to somebody else and they're like, podcast? And I was like, yes, I'm on a podcast. And I talked about it and I got
am
us
the
a couple.
podcast.
I got us a couple of listeners. Hey ladies. It was nice seeing
Hey,
you.
ladies.
Hey ladies.
By the way,
we'll probably do those movies. They're all
Mr.
done.
Destiny is with the Wrong Belushi and Marco Kane.
My
I'll bet you Marco Kane is an angel.
My
You
cocaine.
hear that? My cocaine is an angel.
It's
Jim Belushi with
Angel
my
dust.
cocaine, huh?
Jim Belushi has got my cocaine.
But this, like, I remember watching this movie vaguely.
I thought I did, but this, I think, is my fucking first viewing, dude. I really do.
I've definitely seen this a handful of times.
I was a Home Improvement watcher,
Yeah, me too.
so I think I just watched it because I was like, that's that kid from Home Improvement.
You said 95, so yeah, I was kind of like, just like, I'm over this baby shit. I'm gonna go skateboard, rollerblade,
This was
try and
the,
kiss girls.
this was the Wednesday night family movie I had with my stepdad.
What a movie to watch with your stepdad too, and I mean that
I
in a
know.
good way, not like I watched Basic Instinct with my stepdad.
It was honestly.
Oh, this is awkward.
Me and my stepdad were watching Cruel Intentions the other day.
It was shortly after they got married. They got married in '92.
The reason I say that though is because this movie is all about trying to win over your little shitty stepson.
Yeah.
When he's being a fucking
He is
turd.
being a little prick.
He is the definition of what this month is about.
Yes.
He's well. It's also what's wrong with our fucking kids today.
Okay, boomer.
Now we're gonna sound like old people. I'll tell you what. Back in my day,
Well, I disciplined Zoe, not to the extent that my husband wanted me to discipline her, but I disciplined
you
her.
didn't.
I didn't. She wouldn't lock her in a closet. I
She-
kept trying.
You wanted the Art LaFleur. Take him behind the woodshed. Sounds like someone needs a trip to the woodshed. What are you doing back there?
Yeah, maybe not that.
What are you doing?
But like I would ground her for a day,
Yeah.
and then after that, I'm like, okay, tomorrow you can have your things back. Just don't be a fucking shit. And guess what?
Just
My
ground
kids-
her for 6 or 7 months. It'll
That's
teach
what
her
my parents-
character.
That's what my parents
Just
did
see
to
if
me.
it's too late for an abortion.
And look who I fucking turned out.
What trimester is this? 270th. This isn't Seattle. You can't get away with it.
This is Seattle.
In
We
this
are.
movie, it is.
Yeah.
That was my transition. Segue.
Segue. I
There we
got
go.
you.
But this was the first movie Chevy Chase did in the 90s to open at number 1.
Ooh.
And his most successful movie of the 90s at $40 million,
Ow.
which is okay for the 90s.
I mean, movies just different back then.
yeah.
The box office.
It cost an awful lot for what we got, though. It was a $22 million movie.
Huh?
Yeah, they
I
filmed
think
in California.
that first Deadpool movie was like $20 million.
Where did you put this $22 million? Like, did Chevy Chase get a
Chase.
payday? Did JTT get a payday?
Most of it went up Chevy Chase's nose. The rest of
Uh-huh.
it went to Johnathan Taylor Thomas.
Did he ever
Farrah
get
Fawcett
into?
probably made a good penny on it.
Did he ever get into trouble? JTT, like actor
No,
wise, never got into drugs.
no.
That's a
I
shame.
don't think so. He looks weird now, though.
Huh.
He is no longer a heartthrob.
No, I'm gonna look this up.
I think he's
Okay.
cute. I
Please
still think
hold
he's
while
attractive.
I make fun of a person. Oh man,
What's he look like now?
I want to take his fishing boat.
Yeah, there we go.
That's not him.
He's Mr. Hipster.
Look at him just crushing a tall can of Guinness and a fucking beanie. He is Portland.
He is Portland.
But this was the first movie Chevy Chase made that wasn't a flop since Christmas Vacation.
Mhm.
So that was 6 years before.
Cops and the Robertsons didn't do well.
No,
It's got
one
Jack
of,
Palance.
one of those bits of trivia I read said that combined, Cops and Robertsons, Nothing But Trouble, and
Invisible Man.
Memoirs of an Invisible Man, which is John Carpenter, but it's awful.
yeah.
Made less than this movie.
Well, you
Combined.
couldn't have Chevy Chase in that movie.
What, the Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Because he
not?
likes to be seen.
Well, that. And it's too much of it's going to be too comedic.
It was supposed to be like I don't even know what it was supposed to be.
We'll
It
have
was
to
supposed
just.
to be good.
I've never seen it. We'll have to watch it.
My stepdad loves Chevy
We'll see if there's
Chase.
an episode
Well,
there.
Loves.
I was going through and buying a bunch of John Carpenter movies like 2 years ago that I didn't have, like a handful of them, and I saw that one and I was like, I don't know. So I looked it up and watched it, and I was like, nah, I
No
don't need to
thanks.
buy that.
Oh, so you've seen it?
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
It might be an episode. It's pretty bad.
Oh,
But-
well, it sounds right up our alley.
But it'll be the first Carpenter movie we have on this.
Is that
it won't
true?
Be, it won't be the last. He made some bad ones.
Okay.
He's a great director for about 12 years, maybe 15 years, but he made some really bad shit.
You know what I guiltily love? is-
Vampires.
Yes, with
It's
James
awful,
fucking Woods.
but it's really fun.
yeah. There it is, dude. It's so fun. Have you seen this? It's a team of vampire hunters. One of the
I picture him in leather.
Yeah.
one of the portly Baldwins is shitting
Steven?
around that movie.
Daniel?
No, Daniel.
I think it's Daniel. He like wants to be Alec, but he can't.
Yeah.
I don't have the voice. Sorry. I wish I did.
But one of the stars of this I mentioned is Farrah Fawcett. Apparently, she was in a relationship with the director James Orr. And
Her side piece was the guy that flies the kite in the beginning.
Yeah, she was dating the guy that flies the kite at the beginning, but also she was dating this guy. Maybe it was after.
Uh-huh.
But in 1998, he was convicted of misdemeanor battery after attacking Farrah Fawcett for supposedly refusing his marriage proposal.
That's not how that works. It's not how
Will
that
you marry
works,
me?
dude.
No. What about now?
How about now?
You fucking tease.
You're
Yeah.
such a tease. What was all that relationship talk?
But this movie was number one its opening weekend.
Nice.
So it's a kid's
Remember
movie.
that.
Yeah.
1995.
It was also March.
Man of the House. Oh, did we even say Man of the House, by the way?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Okay.
I did.
Was
I don't know. I don't listen to you.
I know.
wait, wasn't it Man to Man? No.
That was what it was gonna be called.
That's
That's
right.
what Farrah Fawcett said she was working on. Man.
Yeah, but
to
she's just all
man.
fucked up.
Oh, the number 2?
Yeah. That's why I had Jack look up when Jungle to Jungle came out, because I was like, maybe they changed it because of that. But
And
that
that
wasn't until
very
like 2 or 3
specifically
years
has
later.
a 2 in it.
Yeah.
So
Even though it's the first one.
is she a prophet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did so many drugs she could see the future.
It's Rest in
That's what
Pictures, by
happens
the
when
way,
you hang out
right?
with
Is
George
she
Clinton.
passed?
I want to say she passed a few years ago to cancer.
Oh, that is right. Rest in Pictures, Farrah Fawcett.
So the movie starts with this little kid
It's a
playing
movie.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas as a littler kid.
Mm-hmm.
With his
Yeah,
dad.
he's
This is so-
narrated.
His dad
This is so
leaving.
fucking stupid.
His dad's leaving him for his family with his secretary, and as they're driving away, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas Jr. is standing on this corner,
JTTJR.
he's standing on this curb
Ginger?
watching them drive away, and they're just waving out the window like bye.
Well,
And
first
then
it's the dad, and it's like, oh man, what a dick move being the dad and waving it,
Just-
like not even looking back or anything, just like simple wave pump.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this mistress, like, sorry for tearing apart your family, she gives a wave too. No, you keep your fucking arms in there, keep your head down. I don't even know why you're here.
And I mean, this is comedy, but I don't think this scene being repeated throughout the movie with people leaving this child and
It's the
waving
rule of
are
3.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be funny. I think it's supposed to be heartbreaking.
We are having a great time with it.
It's very funny.
What the laughs that we
Trauma
were
dump.
giving, the laughs that we're giving off are not the ones they intended.
No.
That not at all.
Well,
But
somebody did. Somebody had a sick sense of humor.
it's us.
And I said, yeah, someone's like that. People are going to laugh at this.
I get to see this kid fucking anytime a lady in the future, anytime a lady leaves his house and waves, he just fucking has that 1,000-yard stare and starts crying.
The last
Not
one's
like
the funniest
this.
one.
Oh, the last one's the funniest.
But yeah, so it's a montage of like people. She's trying to date people, whatever. They're building a garbage display on their wall.
Okay, let's talk about it. You've got a piece.
They find treasures down by the bay.
Dude, treasures is a funny word for trash.
One man's rotting carcass is another man's treasure.
You flush it, I flaunt it. The fucking penguin going through the beach right now trying to find trash.
I
No,
almost
they're
spit
finding
beer on the microphone.
I heard.
like they're finding driftwood and like little fucking discarded pieces of jewelry and shit, and they go home and hang it on a wall. This
Yeah.
net is disgusting.
Which it does. At first, you're like, "That's really stupid," but then you see what Farrah Fawcett does for a hard quote living.
Dude, her art. Well, no, it's not her living. Her living is being a courtroom sketch artist.
Yeah.
That's
how-
why she's sketching. Got it. I didn't even
Uh-huh.
catch that. I thought she was an artist for a living.
I mean,
She
she's
lived
an
in San
artist.
Francisco
She is.
and then Seattle, so
Yeah,
you can make a living
but these
welding
sculptures,
hammers to a wheel.
Shovels.
dude.
What are shovels?
It was a murder sickle. Like it's just like, if the right
because it's shovels.
if the right wind hits this thing, dude, every bird is gonna just get chopped into little bits.
She was trying to do, the Twister's
Catherine O'Hara.
aunt. The Twister's aunt.
Oh yeah,
How she does all that cool shit that looks cool.
See, I went with
This didn't look cool.
I went with the fucking mom from Beetlejuice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if these sculptures came to life, it's a whole different movie.
I'm just thinking about all the garbage art, hard quote art we have around Arizona or around Tucson at least
Yeah.
on the medians and stuff. People are like, "Oh, I made this lizard out of garbage that I found and welded together. The city will pay me $15 million for it."
Stegosaurus out of a muffler.
What about the ball of sticks, metal pipes down Houghton
What's that now?
like lights up?
Yeah, there's just a big
Oh.
sphere of garbage.
Because Tucson's trying to be more fucking artsy fartsy. We don't
Well,
want to be just a small shitty town, but that's
Use
what
our
we
taxes for other things like fixing our goddamn roads,
Yeah.
not paying $15 million for
Harumph.
Give me
did-
them special shoes I need.
Do you remember the game Picnics? Like it was, you shook up a canister of sticks and you dumped it, and then you had to like.
This is the stupidest game I've ever heard. All right, so everyone put the sticks in the canister, shake it, and throw it out.
And then you had to like pick up certain colors of I don't know, but
It had like marbles on top, and you had to pull. Yeah.
So you had like, it just looks like somebody shook up pipes and dumped it there and was like, that works.
Look at that.
Let's put the LEDs on there. 20 million, please. Thank you.
Slap a little LED on there. I had a revelation the other day. You know,
Do
like
tell. Let me get
how
comfortable.
80s and neon is synonymous.
Yes.
Dude, it's gonna go down as the 2020s microdosing and fucking LEDs, like wireless light bulbs. Like, I was thinking about it, the shit behind my TV. Like I took a little mushrooms, I'm watching it. I'm like, man, everybody's doing this. Like everybody I know, you guys have some here, right?
Yeah, we have ours. Zoe has like 3 in her room.
Exactly. Microdosing and fucking Wi-Fi bulbs. Just like cocaine and neon.
You're not wrong there.
One of
Man,
them
the 20s were awesome.
one of them will kill you faster.
You're very right. But there's going to be like, 30 years from now, like, oh yeah, my uncle used to have all these little weird Wi-Fi bulbs everywhere, color changing. Every time he walked in the room, like, purple, blue.
Yeah, but it'll be like, can you believe he had to have his lights connected to his Wi-Fi and they didn't just turn on and off on their own?
They didn't just think about it. Stupid.
God, I can only imagine when my kid has kids, she's gonna be like, "Oh my God, the 20s were just insane." Like,
well,
it's
good news and bad news. The good news is that what's not going to happen. Bad news is we'll all be dead and the earth is going to rot away.
Probably. But she's like, it started. There was this like killing spree. The virus, the COVID. There we go. What's the word I'm looking
Pandemic?
for? Pandemic. There was this
What's the word I'm looking for?
Killing spree is the new way to refer to a pandemic. Dude, that bird flu is on a killing spree. It needs to be stopped. It is out of control.
If the government shut everybody into their houses and shut everything down and was like, it's because of the killing spree, it makes a lot more sense.
People might mask up if it was a killing spree virus.
Pandemics aren't great. Killing sprees are worse.
Yeah. It really quantifies it.
So then we meet Chevy Chase playing Jack. But we're just going to call him Chevy Chase, probably.
Yeah, it'd be confusing otherwise.
Yes, it would. Were you getting confused? Did you think he was
I'm
calling
always
you?
confused.
Like, he's like, "Hey, Jack," and you're like, "Yes."
It's kind of
not me. Got it.
It was kind of weird when when he's knocking on the bathroom door. Jack, you gonna be in there all day? I can flashbacks to my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Talking about shaking some pipes.
Bringing it back.
So he's a snarky prosecuting attorney of some sort, and he puts this mobster dude in prison for 50 years. Which is important.
Yes.
Because the movie needs conflict.
I do like the way
District attorney, right?
Yeah, something like that. Assistant district attorney.
Maybe ADA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like when the guy he's sending away, he's like, I just want to say thanks for giving me a fair trial, and I wish luck to all the future endeavors of the prosecuting attorney.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'd like to ask if that was supposed to be a threat.
And then he's like, no, I would never threaten anybody. I don't know why he sounds like Columbo.
I kind of did.
One more thing. But then he's like, well, good, because otherwise I was really, really scared. And there's the snark.
Yep. 50 years in prison. We see apparently this mobster guy's son.
Yeah,
who
which
was
I didn't know
10 years younger than him.
Which I didn't know till the end.
Yeah.
Maybe they said we talked a little bit.
Yeah, we did talk in the beginning. He did say.
But he's played by Richard Portnow, who's been on the show before.
Welcome back.
His name is Portnow?
The Substitute 3 or 4?
Yeah, Substitute 3, the one that we did for Trick or Treat Williams last year. He's in some other stuff, but that's what I wrote down because that's what you remembered. Yeah. I didn't recognize him at first.
I mean, I know he's in Seinfeld. He sells wheelchairs and crutches and shit. And he's
like in Seinfeld, or like you know him from Seinfeld, and he sells wheelchairs.
Yes, separately. Got this foot from him.
So Chevy Chase is dating Farrah Fawcett, and they're getting ready to move in together. And of course, little JTT
Farrah Fawcett is looking like Courtney Cox got left in the microwave too long.
Yeah. What did we sell
Florida Courtney Cox. Flortney Cox.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I got you.
All right.
That's what I'm here for, I think.
I don't know what I'm here for. I do know.
Yeah, you do.
I'm me.
You're the normal person.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not normal. We've already established.
Well, you're normaler than us
compared to these two idiots.
So Johnathan Taylor Thomas doesn't want him to move in, and there's this whole thing of him talking to his mom, and he's spouting shit he heard on TV throughout this whole movie, and he always has to quote where he heard it from.
I
Donahue.
wanted to get more. He says Donahue, and then later he
Geraldo.
says something else,
Geraldo.
and where'd you have Geraldo?
And then
I
America's
wanted to
Most
go
Wanted.
Sally Jesse Raphael. I wanted him to have Oprah wouldn't be doing it yet.
Well, but
Was
we have
she?
like
Maury?
the
Maury.
comedy. We have the comedy like rule of threes thing, but you don't put
Yeah.
your first two in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then your last one in the last 10 minutes of the movie.
But it's not. I barely call it the rule of three because it's a TV show with America's Most Wanted or Unsolved Mysteries, but stick with the talk show host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And then you could end the very end, like drop a, here's what you do. You keep dropping all this little fucking pop psych. Where'd you learn that? Geraldo, where'd you learn that? And the very last one, you get something super sentimental,
mom.
deep. No, where'd you learn that? Jerry Springer. Throw him for a loop.
Final thoughts, dude.
Final thoughts.
Springer was a thing in 95.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
me.
yeah.
But he
Trust
does.
me, I
We do
know.
have a scene of a small child telling his mom that women meet their sexual peak in their 30s.
Dude,
Yep.
11
Pretty
years
nice.
old, did you want to talk to your parents, especially your mom, about sex?
No,
Not at all. I'm pretty sure my mom didn't.
This is
didn't
where
have
you're not
sex.
normal, by the way. So just don't.
I think I was hatched in a church.
My mom and I were very open. Like I had questions
but
and she
okay.
would
hold on.
answer.
Hatched in it. Got it. Never mind. Super Mario Brothers. I was like hatched in a church. It took me a minute.
But
there.
also, I think it's different girl and guy. Like I've talked to my dad more about it.
I talked to
You
his
know,
mom about
Given
sex.
I was 6, but but like I don't want to talk to my mom about sex ever.
Okay. Well, that's also your mom.
I almost told a really embarrassing story, but I'm not.
But the person that your mother is, I could see why.
All right, here comes the story.
Okay.
I was like, is it the blowjob story?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So I had to pick up my mom one day when she accidentally got intoxicated because she didn't know there was booze in her drink. So she says,
what did she order?
So she says, I don't even know. She was out with a guy drinking. And I pick her up and she's quiet, which is very unlike my mother. For people that don't know, my mom is like just a devout Catholic, salt of the earth, great human being, nice as can be.
She's gonna make me cookies for my birthday.
And out of nowhere, she just quiet can be and goes, why do they call it a blowjob? It's not like you blow on it. And pantomimes a flute. And that's the only talk we've ever had about sex.
You just opened the door and pushed her out of the car.
Oh, you know, I fucking just yanked that wheel to the left and turned into a goddamn bridge embankment.
I could literally. What did you just laugh or did you what?
It was silent as shit. I was just like, I don't want to know why you're thinking about a blowjob right now, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, she probably blew him. Sorry.
Oh God.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, you didn't have
We were all
to.
thinking it.
Fucking lives in the back of my head some nights. This is why I'm so normal and I sleep so often.
So yeah, Johnathan Taylor Thomas is trying to convince his mom that Chevy Chase may be a serial killer who will boil their heads in acid, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This kid's fucked up.
He is.
The scene later, he is dark.
Yeah.
He is morbid.
He moves in, or he's bringing in his boxes, and there was a funny line. It's stupid funny, like it's one they intend to be funny, but it got a chuckle out of me.
But it's a good Chevy Chase delivery.
yeah, because he's carrying in his box of shit, and JTT is like, "Don't put that over here, and don't put it over there, whatever." And he's like, "Well, I don't need to unpack my stuff. I'll just hold on to it. It makes it more convenient if I need anything."
And it's that classic Chevy Chase dryness that we like.
Yeah, because I mean, he was already an asshole because he's been an asshole, but I think it's before everybody knew he was an asshole.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's common knowledge now that he's a racist fucking old cunt.
Yeah. Like when he was on Community and there was a thing, I think it was season 4 before they kicked him off, where Abed or Troy had a Twitter feed that they did that was called Old White Man Says.
Yep.
And it was just all these ridiculous things. And I have a feeling those are things that Chevy Chase was just saying on set.
Oh, I don't doubt that one bit.
Write that one down. Did you hear that? Did you hear what he actually said? Write that down. That's in the script.
Wait,
kind
I'm
of-
Old White Man Says?
I kind of hope that was real. Like that was a real Twitter thing they were doing.
I mean, on that show, he basically plays Chevy Chase. He's
Yeah.
an old racist asshole.
Yep.
But he tries to do it like an endearing old man. But in real life, I think he's just a scumbag.
I get that feel. Did you ever see the National Lampoon's movie
Vegas?
of another exercise in futility or something like that?
No.
You got to watch that. Joel McHale plays Chevy Chase. and
Oh, I did see
it
that.
is insanely awesome.
I did see
I have not seen this. Why have
because
you
it
not?
came out. There's a documentary that came out, and then the like docudrama kind of
It's
thing.
Will
that they
Forte,
did.
right? As
Yeah.
like one of the big,
Like the creator.
Yeah, National Lampoon's guy, Doug Kenny.
That sounds right.
That sounds right, but I could be wrong. Either way, and I'm probably saying the name wrong. It's like it's another useless, another futile exercise.
Another
and-
futile gesture.
Yeah.
Will
yeah.
Forte,
like
the
that.
guy from Blind Fury.
No.
Remember, because I didn't
Oh, that's
see
right.
the cover. I saw it was like a thumbnail. I was like, "Is that Will Forte?"
That'd be a different movie with Will Forte. Not bad.
What would it
bad.
be like MacGruber?
MacGruber. Oh, I love MacGruber. That's a fucking a guilty pleasure for me.
That's a funny one. But we have kind of a series of things. It's all the classic 90s like things that a kid would do to piss someone off. Like he's turning on the hot water when Chevy Chase is in the shower. He's making fun of him for having allergy medication. Apparently that makes him a wimp.
What a wimp. What?
There was a point when he kicks Chevy Chase out of the bathroom and he goes in and he's like wiping condensation off the mirror in disgust. And it's like, how, you're angry at like physics?
Yeah, this is science, kid.
Ew, it's gross Chevy Chase drippings.
But I do like he goes through the medicine cabinet and we see his brute and his
Speed stick.
speed stick,
Speed's dick.
speed stick, sports stick.
Well, and he has this comment like, what is this guy trying to stop himself from rotting or
Decomposing.
whatever? Decomposing. And I'm sitting here thinking, you lived in San Francisco and now Seattle. You smell that smell all the time.
You
It's
know
called patchouli.
You are, you know what? Sorry, he's trying to have sex with your mom. He's trying to smell good to do so. All right.
I can't find my toothpaste.
But he's just being an asshole and bitching about everything. And all I could think was like, you have no right to complain here. You're the only one without a job.
Yeah.
You're not contributing to this. I know you're like 11, but you're not contributing to this
I've said it
situation.
before,
So
man.
shut the fuck up.
Child labor laws are ruining this country.
And he doesn't even let them sleep together because he tells his mom that the thought of them in bed together would cause psychological damage.
Yep.
We got that from Geraldo.
And so he has this fold out bed, and we have the scene from Dutch
Yes.
where the bed
Not
is
done
collapsing.
nearly
and-
as well.
No. Well, Chevy Chase is no Ed O'Neill.
No way.
Not even
though,
in his best
though
frame.
Chevy Chase is a much bigger star, Ed O'Neill's a better everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ed O'Neill was in Caddyshack, it wouldn't be as funny as Chevy Chase, but that's because that character is a total douchebag.
Exactly.
And Chevy Chase is good at being a douchebag. He's got practice.
Uh-huh. I would watch Ed
No, no, no,
O'Neill
no, no,
play
no, 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 no.
Three Amigos, though.
There's like a whole thing in the morning where he makes this big breakfast of
One of Derek's least favorite scenes I found out today. in
Oh
movies
yeah, I mean the way
is-
he's doing it, he's making
Eggs
Eggs
Benedict,
Benedict.
a la
Schrute?
all
No,
of
not
whatever
Sturgis.
his name is,
Sturgis.
Sturgis. Yeah. So eggs Benedict with fucking caviar, you can keep that. I love eggs Benedict, but you can keep that caviar.
I don't know. I might give it a shot though.
I
But
don't think I would
I don't
like
know,
caviar.
fish for
I don't think
breakfast.
I don't think so either. But in eggs maybe.
But
Eggs in an egg?
Yeah, dude. Eggception.
but yeah, it always pisses me off when people are cooking in movies, and it's especially a like 80s and 90s thing. It's like you cut to the kitchen and there's just like cracked
Shit everywhere.
eggshells on the counter with stuff dripping off the
Something's
side.
on fire.
I'm like, it's not that hard to cook and not make a giant fucking mess.
Yeah.
I
Did
know
you
there
put
are
your
certain
lid on the
things that you
blender?
cook.
Tell you what, turn that fucking heat down because you know how hard it is to catch bacon on fire.
Yeah.
Like, you
Also,
just let that sizzle low, baby.
Yeah.
like she said, put the fucking lid on the blender. He's
Yeah.
surprised when he puts all this shit in the blender to make the hollandaise,
Also,
and it just blows up in
who's
his face.
Putting it in a blender.
Well, no, hold on on that real quick. How do you know how to make this and not know a blender needs a top? And then also,
Well, he
Who puts-
has fancy rich guy blender. It's got anti-gravity or something. I don't know.
I don't know, something about DA.
I'm not a quantum physicist.
I am not an egg dish.
And there's a whole bit with Jonathan Taylor Thomas complaining about recycling and all this stuff.
Oh,
And
he's giving him heat right away for like, dude, you trying to kill us with animal fat?
yeah, which I read in the trivia, he really was a vegetarian, and I'm like, this kid's like 14.
Good for him.
Too early to be a vegetarian.
Good for you, pal. I hope you're.
no, I think his family was actually.
Yeah,
like
probably
his-
Scientology.
I want to
too.
say his family were not
Not
hippies.
him.
Oh, nuh-uh. You eat meat in this household. I guarantee you, Tim Allen was sneaking every time that kid fell asleep on set. He was sneaking like a
Bacon?
ham or bacon in his mouth. Dude, he's like, "You're not gonna be vegetarian in this
He's
household."
like, I found his granola. I'm putting crushed up bacon in it.
Even my fake son eats meat. Arr, arr.
But I don't.
Did you
say
enjoy brushing your
hippies.
teeth today? Bacon.
Go ahead.
I don't want to say that they were hippies, but they were definitely like earth-loving.
New age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he gave him like dog toothpaste. It tastes like bacon and beef and shit.
Can I get that?
Yes.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
We have some.
It's Arm & Hammer.
Man, Jack, you don't look too well, but eating a lot of toothpaste, man. Sorry. It just goes right through me. Yo, I am in the mood for like a really juicy IPA, and I don't see any in the fridge.
Yeah, I think I'm all out, but I do know a place we can go get some more.
Let's go to the Arizona Beer House.
Arizona Beer House. They have 34 taps. There's like almost 800 cans and bottles that you can drink in-house or take to go. And it's conveniently located at Broadway and Kolb, 150 South Kolb in Tucson, Arizona.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd tap that.
Let's head down to Arizona Beer House right now.
Let's go. I'll drive.
First pint's on me, guys.
All right.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
So he goes to school. We meet his friend Monroe, who's a black kid, which is important because he keeps mentioning it because it's 1995, and you got to remind everybody, this kid's black.
Look, Disney has a black friend.
Disney. And then
He was the only one of color in the school.
Before we get any further, I do want to say, we know as human beings in this room that the term Indian is an
not a
incorrect
preferred
term
nomenclature.
for Native Americans. It's just they're not.
It
From,
hasn't
they're not from
been
India.
for decades.
Yeah.
I mean,
But we are going to say it because this movie centers around a group called the Indian Guides, and nobody in this movie, except for one kid at one point, who says something like, well, that's not what Native Americans would do. So, like, you know the word should be that, but everyone's just saying full
I don't
Indian.
even think it's that anymore. I think it's indigenous people.
Yeah.
But either way, either one is better because they're both true.
I was hearing
You know what's not true? They're not from India or the West Indies. But so they find this kid, Norman, stuffed in his locker because it's the 90s. And gets picked on every day because he wears his little vest from the YMCA Indian Guides to school. And so everybody shoves him in the locker. And I'm like, I was a Cub Scout, a Boy Scout. You know what I didn't wear to school? My Boy Scout uniform.
For sure, but this is a lifestyle choice for this guy.
Yeah.
Like
he's
putting
obsessed
his
with
all into it. Yeah, everybody else that's in the group wears their garb at the meetings only. And he's like, fuck, year round, baby.
Yeah.
You see this vest? It's actually a
'cause
fucking rockin' ass vest.
it is.
Even
If you were a Native American or a biker.
at the wedding at the end, he's dressed like that
Hipster.
too.
Oh yeah. Or hipster.
But yeah, so JTT hears about this. He's like, well, that sounds stupid and embarrassing, so I'm going to make Chevy Chase do it. That'll get him out of my life.
It's kind of
It
a
definitely
stupid
won't
plan.
bond us together by doing all these things.
Yeah, it's kind of a stupid plan.
Yeah.
You gotta
Well,
make
he's
this
11.
guy. Sure, I guess. But even at 11, I'm like, well, damn, that's gonna torture me too. I gotta find another way. Maybe I'll put ants.
Well, I
in
think
his
the
pants.
beginning of it is, Jonathan Taylor Thomas isn't having fun, but he's having fun watching Chevy Chase be uncomfortable
Super
and think this
uncomfortable.
whole thing is
I'm just saying,
stupid.
for me as a little kid, I would not be wanting to do any part of this.
I want to know, why is Chevy Chase not sitting with his legs like?
Crisscross applesauce.
Yeah. Can he not bend that way?
He's racist.
He
He's just
refuses
holding him
because
to
of the
his
name of
knees.
that at the time.
Yeah. Can you sit this way? Nope.
We want you to sit again. Not preferred nomenclature. We want you to sit Indian style because
Yeah.
this is the Indian Guide. Whatever.
Yeah.
But no,
maybe
he's
you're
like
right though, and he can't bend. He's just like, I'm not gonna look like
he's
that.
just
His
trying to
legs are
look
too
as
long.
uncomfortable as
I have
possible.
long legs. I can crisscross applesauce right now.
He's doing it. I watched. Never mind.
I'm watching his legs.
I'm watching you crisscross applesauce.
You do it all the time.
So they go to their first meeting and they have this stupid song that's like, "Pals Forever." That's our slogan. That's our song. So I don't know. It's really dumb. It's really bad. And then George Wendt starts the meeting with, "Hi, how are you?" Which I'm not gonna say the way that they've said it.
Yeah. Just imagine any old movie with a Native American
Imagine
speaking
saying,
to John Wayne.
"Hi, how are you?" in a chanting manner
Uh-huh.
over and over,
And the group,
and it's racist.
Did you find is it Minnetonka?
Minnetonka.
Minnetonka, yeah.
Minnetonka? I thought they were talking about like men talking.
That's probably
We're
why.
the Men Who Talk Tribe.
Yeah. Because they got some stupid names here.
But two of the fathers in this group are exciting, and it's of course they're in this movie because they're like gruff type of dudes, and it's funny to see them do silly things. We have Art LaFleur, who has been on the show before.
Welcome back. He was in First Kid.
First Kid, thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember earlier.
Which I'll tell you right now, if this movie had some Sinbad, just a star. Instantly a star.
Yeah, but it would be like, what, Sinbad dating Farrah Fawcett? That's not going to fly
No,
in
I want
1995.
Sinbad to be the guy that doesn't speak. Except, speak. Like instead of doing this little mime routine, he's like a stand-up. He'd just be shopping. Is this thing on?
So white people be like, I don't know if he did those jokes, but it's 95, so probably.
He did a lot of the my wife stuff
pretty clean,
and shit.
though, wasn't he?
Pretty clean.
Well, that's not a dirty joke. It doesn't have to be.
But I think he did a lot more of the when guys do it, they do it this way. When girls do it, they do it this way kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
God, stand-up comedy in the 90s was awful.
Whoa.
Not Saget.
Awful.
Yeah,
Saget
it was
was
pretty
dirty.
bad.
Like the big stuff, like because that's the stuff that was popular. Like, and then women do, and men do.
Yeah, you know who wasn't as popular and should have been was Mitch fucking Hedberg.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
comedy.
I loved him.
Well, it was the underground comedy.
I was
that
speaking
was
the devil, and he walked in.
I got to smoke fake weed with the real Peter Frampton for a movie, and then I smoked real weed with the fake Peter Frampton. That was way cooler because he was in a movie with Peter Frampton.
Yeah. I wish he was in this movie.
Yeah.
Was he still alive in 95?
Yeah. Yeah.
He passed away in 2001.
That sounds about right. It was just after he was on that 70s show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. He was the clerk at the little diner thing they hung out at, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the only person they had play that part.
Oh, really?
They never had anybody else come.
Oh, nice.
How do you replace that?
Right?
You don't?
Now we got Joe Rogan just farting around on
And then
stage.
he and Hyde had like the matching. I think, yeah, he and Hyde had the matching glasses.
Rose-colored lenses.
And the other one we see is George Wendt, famous for...
Norm!
and according to the trivia...
Oh,
this
did we
better be
finally
a
get to
fun
get it?
fucking
George
fact.
Wendt's son plays Norman, who could also be called Norm, and George Wendt himself is famous for playing Norm on Cheers.
Suck an egg.
Thank you.
Egg sucker.
What?
Ooh, this isn't their first movie together, George Wendt and Chevy Chase.
No, it's not.
They'd done Fletch already.
Yes, that's right, Fletch. I knew I'd something. They'd
So,
been at something.
what was this tidbit of information that you were
Oh, that was
excited to tell us?
that was the one earlier about the director beating up Farrah Fawcett.
That's fantastic.
That's always funny.
I forgot
Farrah
already.
Fawcett, dude. I mean, she was never for me.
She was a heartthrob to some.
To
not
a
all.
lot. I mean, it's 70s, right? Charlie's Angels.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was late 70s. I don't know.
big boomer babe.
Yeah. She had the big blonde hair, fucking tan.
She was a
overly
poster on a
tan.
wall.
She was a poster on a lot of walls. Not mine.
She was in a lot of garages.
Oh, yeah.
Not walls, because married dads couldn't have that, but they could have it in their garage.
No, they had it in the inside of their tool cabinet. Like when you lifted it up, there she was, because the wife wasn't going to go in there, apparently.
Yeah.
Women don't use
women
tools.
don't use tools.
When you
They
have
don't know
tools,
how.
women be like, I don't know.
We learned that Chevy Chase doesn't either.
Chevy Chase doesn't know shit about tools.
So of course, like
Just about being one.
you know how Farrah Fawcett was like, woo! I never found Bo Derek to be a 10.
Oh, no, not at all.
Not at
Even
all.
though she played
Bo Derek
the 10.
is ahead of my time. Even watching Tommy Boy, I was like, her?
Yeah. And I'm like, why?
You should really look into Bo Derek's film career, though.
Was she a porn?
No, but I don't remember the guy's name, but her husband directed pretty much every movie she was
Perfect.
in.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Wasn't he like just a fucking super cuck?
Yeah, total cuck. Like he wanted to do these movies basically. Like every movie is her
I want to
fucking
watch you
someone
fuck
else.
my
And they're
wife.
always making out. It's always heavy.
I don't know if he's French.
It's like he was
probably.
trying to make her.
They did like a Tarzan movie, and
Yeah.
where she's like,
Now
mostly
swing
nude.
into my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
okay,
Swing
JC.
right into her.
I want you to swing into my daddy. Wait, no, not that one.
So when you started out, I thought you were doing like a Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots.
Oh, man.
Swing into my wife.
Swing into my wife.
He and Meg Ryan were married, right? Not
Antonio
not Meg
Banderas?
Ryan.
Melanie Griffith.
Melanie Griffith.
See?
Cherry 2000.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey.
Whitney's favorite movie.
I think I need to rewatch it.
Anytime you want.
All right. So
You
anyway,
hear that, Wes?
Not
I'm gonna
right
try it
now.
again.
we learned that Art LaFleur is like the stickler of the group. He's always interrupting.
Actually, point of order.
Point of order, which is not funny.
No.
It's a couple moments. It's kind of funny, but
I think we can all say we love Art LaFleur, right?
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
he's just a fucking awesome little character actor. This is not doing it for me.
No.
Except for, like you said, a couple. But yeah, kind of wasted because I got excited when like all the names on screen before you hit play were right there, and I was like, "Fucking George Wendt." Like that was the one I was most
I think
excited
he geeked
about.
out the hardest on
and
that
then
one.
Art LaFleur's name came up. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna be dope."
Isn't George Wendt in a movie where he plays Santa Claus?
Probably.
I know there's a Cheers episode that he plays Santa Claus.
I think there's a movie where he plays Santa Claus,
Is that
but it's
Fletch?
like a romantic comedy, and like his daughter is marrying some guy who's going to be
Oh.
the next in line for Santa Claus or something.
Oh, I'll watch that.
I remember seeing it.
Claus!
That's all I remember. Doesn't matter. I didn't look it up. I just remembered it at this moment. So George Wendt is the leader of the group, and then there's this other guy, Lloyd Silent Thunder. I didn't get the actor's name, but he's basically just doing like really over the top
Mr.
Mr. Bean shit.
Mr. Bean,
Yeah.
for sure. Your wife had said it, and it's like, yep, that's because it's a mime kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then he is making some noises, like he'll do like the cough and the pfft kind of thing. But when
he's doing this stupid dance, and these dads are all laughing, and I'm like, this is
not
not
all
funny.
the not
Santa
all the
Baby.
dads.
Well, not Chevy Chase.
Santa Baby.
And I want to say that's Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy. Is that a Hallmark movie?
Probably.
Santa Baby, don't vaccinate my children tonight. Yep, it's this TV movie. And then he was also Santa on Elf the Musical.
Oh.
So they have to pick their native names. I'm not gonna say it unless I have to.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely. Yeah, only in quotes.
yeah.
Or talking about the group.
So Chevy Chase names Johnathan Taylor Thomas after a Jimi Hendrix song,
Little
Wing.
and then Johnathan Taylor Thomas is like squatting dog.
Dude, I like the line because he's like, we got to do something better. He's like, I had a dog with the awful case of the squirts, but he was my bestest pal.
Don't you have any other pets? There was a squirrel. His name was Numbnuts.
I'll take that. Over squatting dog, dude.
Yeah.
Do you want to remember me as the dog with the squirts or the fucking squirrel with dumb
With
testicles? With dumb testicles. I'll take the dumb testicles for 1,000.
So yeah, there's a whole mime dance scene or Mr. Bean dance scene, whatever. That's
I'll
kind of
reenact it right now.
They do. It's just the meeting. They're introducing how stupid this whole thing is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's worse than Cub
And
Scouts.
it's setting the character thing, like you said with Art LaFleur. Like, actually, we did. What did they say they did? They already did moccasin switch or something like
Yeah,
that.
Mexican
Scramble.
scramble.
Scramble, but now it's time for potato bowling.
Either
Yeah.
potato bowling or something else.
I would assert dominance and eat that potato raw. Your wife has seen it.
I have seen it.
It was potato bowling or the grapefruit race, which we end
Yeah.
up seeing later in the
We
movie.
do.
Fucking no thanks, dude. I'm so happy I don't have kids.
None of this. I was in Cub Scouts. This is so much dumber.
But this is a YMCA small
Yeah,
group.
this
I
is-
mean, it's 3 families right now.
because no one wants to join it because it's horrible.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
dumb.
it's-
It's dumb as shit.
It was just a way to connect with your child because, these are parents that their parents weren't there for them.
Well,
Like-
except for Mr. Bean and his kid.
Oh, they're
in
great.
love with each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, but maybe they didn't get that way. I don't know.
I don't know.
Poking
It's
holes.
stupid.
Yeah.
We see Johnathan Taylor Thomas playing Tekken, which looks
The
awful.
original Tekken. I was like, dude, we played this? What is this fucking polymorph fucking shit? Like, it's all, I don't know.
And I'm confused.
What's the
I mean,
word
I
I'm
guess
looking for?
awful?
Polygonal?
Yeah, polygonal.
Yeah,
No,
polygonal.
wait, that sounds worse.
It's polyramorous.
No,
Got a
there's not more than one ram on that
Got a
game.
whole bunch of people ramming me at the same time, dude.
But like later on, he's playing a game. They show it. He's flying a ship. It's a game called Wing Commander. I'm sure you guys knew that.
Yeah. Who didn't? Who didn't, right, Whitney?
Duh. Totally called it.
I don't know. I feel like kids in the 90s, like now you have an adult who's like, oh, Wing Commander, dope. Oh, the
Yeah.
brand new, coolest looking game, dope. Back then, a kid would be like, no, I'm not playing Wing Commander. I played Tekken. Tekken blew that shit out of the water. You see how real it looks?
Absolutely. But he's also a gamer.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
'cause
the
what's that game?
he's got
Pro?
a PC set up in his yeah, he's got the Game Gear.
Game Gear.
Sega Game Gear. He takes camping like a
Did you say
fucking
Game
idiot.
Bro?
Game Pro.
Oh, I thought you said Game
Dude, if
Bro.
I took if because I got a bunch of campers in my family, if I would have taken my Game Boy camping, it would have been left there, or I would have. Like, no, we're out in nature. Put that down. Pick up a gun.
Okay.
When I was allowed to have the Game Gear with me, but my parents didn't bring extra batteries, so we got it for the 3 to 4 hours that those 8 or 12 AA batteries lasted in
Yeah,
that
that's why
thing.
they didn't bring backups, dude.
Well,
So
exactly. They're like,
expensive.
you get it for that much time, and then it's done.
Yep.
So
Jesus.
there's another game he mentions at some point that I want to play called Subhumanoid Slaughterhouse 5000.
Sluts.
Because the 2000s baby shit.
It's like you're popping dudes like zits and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what system you're playing on, but I went in.
PC, right?
Must be his PC, right? That's what he's playing on later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds fun though.
I'd have a go.
She must
Pop
earn a
heads.
lot of money because they're in Seattle and they have this really nice loft above a post office.
She sells
Yeah.
a lot of fucking art. To you know who she sells it to though is Jigsaw.
Oh, yeah.
uses
We
it for
always
his trap.
wondered how he had so much time to make all these traps. Farrah Fawcett's making them.
It's just fucking Tobin Bell calling Farrah Fawcett. And he's like,
Do you want
Hello.
to design a game?
I would like to play more games.
Do you want to build me a game?
Would you like to build a snowman game?
It's almost going Beetlejuice. Come for your daughter, Chuck.
It's been too long. I mean, it hasn't, but it's been a long time since I've seen a Saw.
Uh-huh.
So can't do the voice.
I like how you
Seen a
changed it.
Saw.
It's been too long. Well, I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't know. I can't do it. Would you like to play a game? That's
Not-
close.
not bad.
It's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
I mean, he
okay with
kind of
me.
looks like Beetlejuice.
I was like, it's Batman.
Do you want to play a game?
But
Alec
this
Baldwin.
is the point where they're talking about going on a camping trip. It's JTT and his friend Monroe. And of course, this is one of those lines I was talking about because he's got to be like, man, I never understand why white people sleep outside on the ground. You never catch a brother doing that. I'm like, dude, calm the fuck down, little rich kid.
Who's writing this?
A white person.
Two white guys.
Two white guys. There,
One
there
named
it
like
is.
Crucksack or something, and one
No,
named
it's Crookshank.
Crookshank.
Fucking Crookshank. Couldn't be a more white slave owning name.
Right?
Announcing Master Crookshank.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him at all.
So they have this cookout at George Wendt's house, and this is when we first finally, however
and
long we are into the
JTT,
movie.
he's pulling the wool over his eyes. Like everyone's gonna dress in traditional Native American garb, and then so fucking Chevy Chase shows up in a head to toe just Halloween costume with the headdress and the leather wraps, yada
Yeah.
yada. And yeah, he's like, oh, it's cute. We don't dress up except for like big celebrations, but that's cool looking.
But this is when we finally learn that the Scapellis, the mafia guys, are chasing or pursuing Chevy
Following
Chase,
him,
trying
yeah.
to kill him.
Yeah,
Oh my God. This one part pissed Jack the fuck off.
because they're arguing, and he's like, I could just put a round in him from here, and he's like, with what? And he pulls it like he's like my 38, and he's like 38 won't even make it across the street. Now this 22 has the velocity to travel the street, go through his head, and into the neighbor's yard. And it's like, no,
No, it doesn't.
no, it does not.
Even I know that. A 22 is known for not going through anything.
it's
That's why you let
it's
children shoot them.
Yeah, 22 is it's a great gun when you need a small caliber, but it's a training gun.
It's the
I
gun.
think
It's the
everyone
gun
should
you
learn how to
shoot
shoot on a
someone at with
22.
close distance, so that the bullet gets trapped inside and scrambles everything.
Saturday
Yep.
Night Special.
Yep. I learned that from you.
Heifer.
But Jonathan Taylor Thomas paints Chevy Chase's face. They're doing like war paint stuff.
Oh, and he told him, he's like, I can't use all paints. I get an allergic reaction. He's like, no, I read the label for you.
Yeah, that's really
He read
considerate
it.
of you. He did read it.
Dude,
You
what
read
if
the
it,
He
what
made
if,
sure it was one he
what if it killed him? You little fucking brat.
But it doesn't, because it just swells up in the spots where the paint
So he's
was.
got two
so
stripes on both cheeks. And
two
then,
on his chin, and then the happy face on
and
his
then a
forehead.
happy face.
He goes 3 on the chin.
Was
Either
it?
way.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I want to be point of order.
Actually,
Point of order, it was 3.
Actually, this is man of the house, and no one gives a shit.
Point
You
of
got-
order, go fuck yourself.
You got a point of order 1995's Man of the House.
Yeah,
That's
not
right.
the fucking Tommy Lee Jones vehicle.
Yeah, there's a worse one with Tommy Lee Jones.
It,
You almost can't be worse because it has Tommy Lee Jones.
that's what
but
I'm
it is.
questioning here. Is it? Have you seen
I've
it?
seen
I've
it.
seen it, and
I-
it's fun.
It's been many moons, but
I'm getting conflicting reports here, pal.
What were we talking about? The cookout.
The cookout, the makeup, because now we have a Native American actor in the movie,
Yes.
Yeah,
and he's talking with
which
the judge.
makes all these jokes okay.
Yeah, right? It's perfect. No, it's not. Especially at the wedding. But he's talking to the judge, saying something like, "Look at how the defendant is.
This is a joke.
Yeah, this is a joke, and I think I should fucking get a mistrial." And it cuts to Chevy Chase's face with the shitty
The
war
red
paint,
rashes.
and he even does say, he's like, "Well, at least the smiley face isn't a Native American symbol."
Right? And he's like, see?
He's played by the way, he's playing Chief Leonard Red Crow. He's played by a guy named Chief Leonard George, who's done some other acting.
Okay.
He was the only one I recognize. Well, he was in one episode of Stargate SG-1 as surprise Elder Number 1.
Oh.
Bet you they run across a tribe somewhere.
Yep.
But he was in Smoke Signals, which I know about
Really?
because our roommate keeps trying to get us to do it as an episode. But I'm like, everything I'm reading says it's a good movie, and I feel like it's just going to be us trying not to make insensitive jokes.
Amber should have been on this one.
Oh my God, she really
This
should
would have been probably like an hour and a half of her infuriated at white people. Rightfully so.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
It would just become a history podcast. She'd be like, okay, see, so first in 1841.
Dude, I would be all about that shit. Are you kidding me?
There is some more stuff.
We'll call it the Trail of Beers.
Canceled.
I hope that's okay.
There is some other
I can't
stuff.
wait to listen back to this episode now and see if it got cut or not.
There is some other stuff at the party. I mean, it's basically just
We find out George
Wendt
is the stepdad, not a dad.
yeah, and he's trying to connect with Chevy Chase, trying to help him because he's like, I can see that this kid hates you. Maybe I can give you some advice.
Just got to stick with it, buddy.
And they're doing that stupid grapefruit race, and it's funny because like they're holding a grapefruit under their chin, and I'm only mentioning it because Chevy Chase has a pretty big chin. He can hold that a little bit,
Dude.
but George Wendt is just holding it in his flaps.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, there's no way he dropped that thing. Look
No
at that
way.
second.
That is
He's got
tucked
two
in.
chins
He
holding
threw
it
it
in.
down. I think Chevy actually like dropped his by accident. Like
He
I think
says it squished.
Yeah, you can see it, and they put
Because
the
he
Foley work.
cracked it open with that chin.
He's like, "Argh."
yeah, George Wendt, dude. It looks like a pearl nestled inside of an oyster.
It looks like the man in the boat.
All right.
And it is funny because it cuts to the courtroom scene with Chevy Chase saying the line, "Can't get any worse than this."
Yeah. Oh.
Cut to tribal war paint in the courtroom.
And it's a tough scene after because you got welcome back to the show, Ron Canada.
Yes.
Playing his probably the actual DA because this is probably assistant DA.
Yeah, from the previous episode, Nick Fury, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he's like the tribe. I think they mentioned what tribe it is, but they're suing us over it's a land dispute.
Yeah.
Yada yada. It's like, yeah, it's not going to go well for them.
No.
We know how this plays out in '95.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's our land. Well, you see,
Oil.
finders keepers, losers weepers.
Oil. Resources. We need them. You got them.
It's the Salish tribe,
Okay.
which I hope is real. I hopefully I didn't just say something terrible.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the movie. So I want to mention it in case it's a real thing. I
hope so.
did not look it up. I'm not a research.
Probably should have.
Look, I'm not a research guy.
Delicious.
Salacious.
Bikram.
I think they are American and Canadian Pacific Northwest. Okay, yeah.
All right.
All right. So someone did some research.
Yeah.
Probably just Chief Leonard Crowe showing up, or Leonard George, the actor.
He showed up and said that.
He's like, it's this Salish tribe. Please take out your Huckam tribe or whatever you called it.
They can't
in
have
this
a Haktua tribe.
in this terrible, terrible script. Also, can I have my paycheck?
All the way from
pay me,
Washington
please.
to Montana.
Yeah, get on somebody.
But basically, Ron Canada tells him, we're going to have to transfer you because, or no, you have
We're
to,
taking you off
to
the
quit
case.
the Indian guides because, we're taking you off the case because it's taking up too much of your time and you're fucking shit up.
Yeah.
So he tells Farrah Fawcett he has to quit. JTT pretends to be hurt about it, but then immediately goes in his room and calls his friend, and he's like talking real loud on his phone.
Like an amateur.
Yeah, like, yo, I fucking fooled this dude. He's gonna quit and he's gonna leave, and it's my plan is going just to plan.
It's perfect. I knew I
Very
could
articulate,
do this.
this kid. Oh, he's got a way with words, this
My
JTT.
plan is planny.
Dude, I'll tell you what I would do if I was Chevy Chase, man. I'd start leaving Polaroids, me banging his mom all around this kid's house, just like put him
On
in
his bed.
Put him in no. You put him in his pocket to the clothes he's about to wear. So when he gets
Put him in
when
his
he-
backpack.
When he
He
goes,
just-
yeah,
he
I'll
looks-
put
he
him in a
looks-
math book.
He looks in his lunchbox and he's like, why is there a Polaroid of a galaxy? That's my mom's asshole.
Picture of a peach instead of a peach.
Ooh,
Why is
is that
Chevy
the-
Chase eating that peach? How many hours did he do that?
Why is it just looking at the seed?
My mom said she doesn't like kielbasa. Oh.
Who eats Vienna sausages and peaches together? Oh.
10 inches, like a baguette.
But also during this scene, this is when she's telling Chevy Chase, maybe we took this too fast. Maybe we need to
Maybe you
move
do need
out
to
and
leave.
whatever.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
But yeah, he overhears Johnathan Taylor Thomas bragging about it, and I thought he was going to start fucking with Johnathan Taylor Thomas.
That's what I
if
wanted.
this was Jungle to Jungle, if this was Tim Allen, that's what he'd start doing, fucking with the kid.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chevy Chase was trying to change his image, maybe. because he's nice in this.
Okay.
He just gets nicer.
Yeah.
That's not Chevy Chase.
You're saying like just as an actor, he's like,
Yeah.
well, look, I can do this role, so like give me some more work. I'm a nice guy.
Let me be in something that doesn't have Dan Aykroyd with a dick on his face. By the way, don't change the dial on Nothing But Trouble.
Yay!
I know everybody has done that movie who does bad movie podcasts, but
I'm not excited.
we gotta.
I know we have to. I'm not an excite though.
I bought it from Shout Factory just for this.
Oh, that'll do it. That really fluffed
You
my
can watch
nutter.
it in high definition.
Oh, good. I get to see a dildo nose in high definition.
Would you like to invite a friend? Will that make it better?
Would you like to phone a friend?
I gotta make a friend first.
Okay,
I don't
what
mean
about?
like go meet someone. I have to build a friend.
I was like, what about one of the peoples that you've already collected?
Yeah. No, anybody listening that wants to be a guest on that, write in.
Like in your place or just in general?
Yeah, please. I'll teach you all I know about Mark Wahlberg impersonations.
Well, we can give Jack a day off.
No, I don't get days off. No,
It's easy to do a Mark Wahlberg impersonation. It's not hard, not
It's
easy to
easy,
say
bro.
though. You just have to
You get really
imagine.
high and you talk like this, bro.
Yeah,
Why
you
don't you
imagine
go
you're
place
beating
with
up a Vietnamese grocer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
bro.
fucking punch the blind right out of him.
Yeah.
We could have somebody. We could have Bleep or Brandon or Vern back. Anybody that really wants to, though, because I think this is a kind of coveted bad movie.
I love them.
You know, it's kind of up there in the Mount Rushmore of like
you got a
gotta
beautiful
see
Demi
it to
Moore.
believe it.
Oh
Awfulness.
yeah. I never saw it until my ex made me watch it. She's like, "What do you mean you've never seen that? You love movies. This is a great movie." And we watched it, and I was like, "What in the actual fuck?
Fucking John
Like,
Candy
what
and
drugs were these
drag.
people doing?"
They are not desirable.
You get
No.
an awesome cameo.
This is not Double Team.
Double Team has desirable drugs. Nothing But Trouble does not.
It's like someone was like, "Well, we're running out of cocaine, but if we turn it into crack, we'll have way more."
It's like if meth had a baby with Ritalin.
Oh God.
That's incestual.
There is a bit where Chevy Chase goes to see George Wendt, and I only want to mention it because of George Wendt's line about like, "Hey man, we're all part of the same tribe," and he's like, "Yeah, the Minotaur." He's like, "Nope, emotionally constipated men over 40 or whatever." Like,
I've heard.
I was like,
the
"You mean the
term-
Boomer generation?"
Yeah, I have heard the term emotionally constipated before.
What? No way. You've
Aimed
never
at
heard
me-
that.
aimed at me. But no, it's a fun delivery from George.
We get the we know
George
we know that this movie is firmly planted in the 90s, aside from the Geraldo and Donahue reference,
and the brute and the speed stick.
because Jonathan Taylor Thomas is rollerblading with his Walkman, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's how you
this
know.
little fucking wiener's got the brakes on his inlines, dude.
He's
If
got all
you're
his
gonna
pads
fucking
on.
if you're gonna aggressive inline, the pads are fine. You don't want to break a
Oh,
wrist.
he does a little.
he does
hopping
it. Yeah, he does a
backwards.
I
little
mean,
180.
I kept my knee pads because
it
you can't really
hurts.
fuck that shit up.
Yeah,
But like, if my parents weren't around, I didn't have the elbow pads or the wrist
I
braces.
did
or
the wrist because I've had some pretty nasty falls.
Yeah.
But I was an aggressive inliner. I ate extreme Doritos. And apparently sound like Macho Man. Oh, yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
I got you for 5 minutes. Bone saw's ready.
Come on, give me more. Give me more.
That's just directly from Spider-Man.
Oh.
Mow.
Mao.
Mo.
Just how we get back on track now.
So Leonard Red Crow shows up, and Chevy Chase has him there. I guess this is Chevy Chase's way of kind of fucking with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He's like, we're taking this shit more seriously. It's not like doing pranks to a kid, which would be funny.
Yeah.
He's like,
I guess-
I'm gonna take his plan and do it to him now.
Yeah, I'm going to make you hate it, and I'm going to really, really love it.
Yeah.
So we get a montage of
Him
Leonard
being a little shitbird.
teaching them to dance, to do a rain dance and
To the song.
To the song.
Everybody dance now. Bow, 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 bow.
By the way, the subtitles.
Taking off my pants now.
The subtitles were putting the lyrics to this song up, and I was like, "What?
Yeah, I've never heard the lyrics.
This is the most jib jab lyrics I've ever read."
Well, dude, when you got a fucking fat ass beat like that, you can skimp on the lyrics. Like, hey, no one is going to be listening to this. It's going to be a bunch of cocaine dancing. Just make it. Everyone dance now.
Like Jonathan Davis's lyrics, like "Inga Bubaka Biga Dudaka," made more sense than the lyrics in this song.
That's a bold
We're
statement.
gonna make you sweat till
Also,
you bleed.
there's these two guys. I'm sure there's a bunch of them. There's two guys I found recently on like Instagram and TikTok who do like songs of
In the
one
style
band
of-
and the
Oh,
style of
I
another band.
love those.
And this one guy, somebody had him do Scatman in the style of Korn.
I saw that
and I was like,
video.
that is so perfect. It's
Yeah.
funny. That guy I don't like as much because he thinks he's cool and talented. He's the one with long hair and he looks like a rock star, but he's on Instagram. The other guy is just like some nerdy basement dweller dude who makes these banging ass
Blonde
songs.
kid with glasses. Yeah.
He just makes the craziest fucking songs. I think the first one I saw was him doing Every Morning but by Disturbed.
Ooh,
I think that was it.
that's a good matchup.
Anyway, this montage is them learning how to shoot arrows, throw tomahawks, do a rain dance. All those Native American things.
I did like when
Sarcasm, by the way.
what do you say, Chief Leonard?
Yeah, Leonard Red Crow.
Okay, so when Red Crow's showing JT the plants, it looks like he's showing him poison ivy, and he's like getting his face like up in there and smelling it.
Like it's like his lesson is now touch it, now rub it on your face.
Do you feel that?
Now
do you
don't
feel
do
how
that
it,
anymore.
Do you feel
Don't
how it
touch it
burns?
again.
Yeah, it's poison ivy, you dick.
Oak. That would have been oak.
Oak, yeah.
But at the end, they do their rain dance. They're actually like, I guess, probably doing somewhat of a real kind of thing. It looks more traditional than what they start out doing, which is like hump dancing.
I have.
Oh,
I have gone to some.
It looks like dances I've seen.
Yes.
I mean,
But the
we
montage
live
is
in Arizona,
them just
so-
fucking around.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is this little thing that little Norman is doing? Can you please explain
Oh, I
this
thought you
dance
said
to
the
me?
little
fuck
Mormon.
dancing.
I was like, who the fuck is the little Mormon?
Oh, if
He's
it's Little
like
Mormon, then
humping
it's
his
soak
hands.
dancing. But if it's Little Norman, it's fuck dancing.
Trick question. There's no dancing in Mormonism.
But he was like jackhammering his crotch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fuck dancing. He's Steve Buscemi from Airheads, dude.
Why are you thrusting at the convicts?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
the quiet one, his son is tearing it up.
He's doing
Dude,
some actual
yeah,
breakdancing.
this kid does like backflips and like breakdancing maneuvers and shit. Like, obviously they hired a kid who could dance. The
And
other
then-
kid's not that bad either. The other nameless kid, I think it's Art
mostly
LaFleur's kid.
It's mostly the adults. Because
Yeah.
now we get to probably the toughest, most prolonged scene that they had to film in the movie was getting 3 white dudes and their kids to dance in sync.
4 white dudes.
Oh, 4 white dudes and their kids.
Yeah,
forgot
I
about-
wasn't calling him out.
I forgot
just-
about Chevy. No, point of order.
Point of order.
It was 4 kids. There's one more thing.
But they do the dance and it actually starts raining, and then you can see Leonard Red Crow like, oh shit,
Motherfucker.
did that work?
Because
These guys have got it.
Because when they're talking about it, they're like, "Oh, they're gonna teach us. He's gonna teach us how to rain dance." He's like, "We live in Washington."
Oh, this is where he says that. I knew there was a point where he says, he's like, this is Seattle. What do
Yeah.
we need to rain dance for?
And
Who do you think's
he's-
responsible? You dipshit.
So yeah, it all ends and like they're connecting and it's sweet and saccharine.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase
Yeah.
tucking
I
him
got
into
a
bed.
cavity.
Yeah, I had to go get a insulin shot.
I threw up.
You did. I heard it.
So then there's another little sweet scene. They invite Norman to sleep over with Johnathan Taylor Thomas.
He's
and it's-
against it at first. He's like, well, that's
'Cause
going
he's
to hurt my
cool.
rep.
Exactly. He's Johnathan Taylor Thomas. He's the cool kid.
And, Chevy's
He's kind of playing Zachary Ty Bryan's character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Home Improvement here. He's like, no, I'm the cool teenager.
Yeah,
You're-
right.
There's no such thing.
No, and you got a stupid haircut.
That was the best.
I know
haircut.
it was. But as somebody with poofy hair, I could never have it. So I'm like, fuck you.
It was pretty poofy.
I had a
theirs
similar
flapped
haircut.
down, mine flapped out.
I had a similar haircut, but it wasn't as like
called
cool
product.
looking.
Yeah, I didn't know about
Cool
product.
and cool in hard quotes. I had the same haircut. It just didn't flow the right way.
Yeah, because you didn't have product. We didn't know about products.
You had that hair when
We
you
didn't have
got
a
back from
hairstylist.
being on the road.
I have that hair a lot. If I just forget to cut my hair for a year, which I do often,
Dude, please grow that out. Please.
His hats won't fit.
it gets grown out.
Buy a
but
new
then-
hat.
But then the summer happens.
He already
they
has
can't
the
get
largest.
any bigger. The hats can't
Oh,
get
come
any
on.
bigger.
Well, actually, is there a picture of Andre the Giant in a hat? Because if he could get one, you can get one.
Not
He
a
can
baseball
afford
cap.
one. He can afford a specially
He
made
probably
hat.
had a cowboy hat, huh?
He probably had like a fedora.
Yeah, they took 3 cowboy hats, cut them up, taped them back together.
All right, first person to send me a picture of Andre the Giant in a cowboy hat gets to be our guest on Nothing But Trouble.
Get it,
and
Bad
gets a
Movies
free
First People at
copy of
gmail.com.
Deadly Run on DVD.
Would you quit chumming the waters of that? It's not sweetening any pots. It's salt, not sugar.
Sorry, wife was saying the email address there.
Bad Movies Worst People at gmail.com. Don't forget the .com, people.
Well, yeah. How else do you write an email?
Oh, I have a person at work that doesn't.
But so yeah, they're having the sleepover. They're having like a sweet moment. Norman gives him a little vest that he made by
I
hand.
was kind of shocked he was psyched about it. Because like he's been this kind of like, I don't want to hang out with a little nerd kid.
Yeah.
And he still is not liking the guides.
I think
he's doing it, but Well, I guess he is liking it.
This is the part that he's
really
getting
digging
into
it. But yeah,
now.
dude, I thought it was going to be like this, oh, thanks, a vest, but it just turns right around. He's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, I think it's because he's like, the kid's like, I made it by hand. I did all the beads. I did all this stuff.
He's
and he's
about
like,
to trauma dump, but he doesn't. Because he's like, I don't have a lot of, this beadwork must take you forever. I don't have a lot of other things to do with my time.
yeah, but I think
Dude,
that's
try
the thing
masturbating.
is Jonathan Taylor Thomas is like, wow, nobody's ever actually put effort into anything for me except my mom.
So,
Yeah.
are they
like,
supposed to be the same age, but they wanted somebody smaller than JTT?
That sounds about right.
they just
I mean,
grabbed a younger kid,
maybe
an
they-
actual
maybe they're-
11-year-old.
Maybe they're a grade different, but yeah. This is
but
what
then
11-year-olds actually look like.
Not a 14-year-old.
And this is- yeah.
this 11-year-old's playing a 9-year-old. This 14-year-old's playing an 11-year-old. Chevy Chase is playing an 18-year-old.
And one of the Power Rangers is 106.
He was only 26.
Fuck, dude, it's a hard 26, man.
You know, 90s. I got nothing.
Chevy Chase was way older than 26. What did I just?
We're
miss?
talking about the Mighty Mushroom Poncho Rangers.
Oh.
I was making jokes about
Oh,
all
Brian.
them playing the wrong age, so I said Chevy Chase is supposed to be 18.
Yeah.
It's a bad joke.
I no, it was me half listening. I'm getting better.
Again?
I'm getting better.
Wait, she's listening half the time now. This is
Wow,
improvements.
That's 52% more than before.
She was negative.
But yeah, so he wears the vest to school. He wears the vest to school. The bullies are picking on little Norman, and he goes and sticks up for him.
And
Of course,
then
his
he
friend
just-
is like, "Fuck that,
Dude,
Yeah,
you
I-
guys were
shitty
both like
friend.
good friend." I'm sitting here going, "Yeah, no, you walk away from those bullies.
No, you
your-
fuck that, dude.
no,
fuck
you
that."
get in their face.
Yeah.
Look, Bulk and Skull over there are about to throw this kid through a window.
Do you know what stops a bully from bullying you? Punching them in the nose.
Yeah.
Murder?
Kicks to the nuts.
Nah, you guys never watched a Back to the Future movie? You do anything to the bully, it gets worse.
Nope.
Look, you
That's-
fill his car with shit. He gets more angry and tries to rape your mom that you're trying to sleep with.
But also,
That's trying to sleep
counterpoint.
with you.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Point of order. When George McFly finally punches him, what happens in that timeline? He becomes his little bitch.
Yeah, but what happens in number 2?
He steals a book.
And then owns the world.
Yeah,
He becomes Donald Trump. He has like a tower and everything.
but without that magical book, he'd still be a little bitch.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
let's watch those.
I
All 3
will.
of them right
I
now.
love those.
I do too. Some of my favorite movies. I think I said that.
Yeah.
At least for the first
That'd
You know
nice.
which one my favorite one is?
2.
Whichever one I just watched.
Oh, okay.
Quite literally.
I think 1's my favorite,
It's hard not to be, right?
but I love them all.
Yeah.
I saw 3 in theaters in Iowa.
3 is definitely not the best of the 3, but
It's the least regarded, but
I
it's got a
still
time travel
really, really like
train,
it.
dude.
It's got
Like,
a ZZ Top.
it's got a time travel train. It's important.
It's very important.
So anyway, that happens. They both get shoved in the lockers. They're bonding, just like him and Chevy Chase. Look, Jonathan Taylor Thomas is becoming less of a shitbird and just a shit.
Growth.
Yeah. He's growing as a character into a full-size turd.
He's going from shitbird to turd.
So the Scapellis, so there's a thing where they're supposed to go on a canoe ride or something.
Yeah.
canoeing trip.
Oh, we didn't say that when they were staking out the having the 38-22 conversation. Papa, the son Scapelli, said it has to be son Scapelli. It has to be an accident.
Yeah,
Has
they
to
have to make it look like an accident.
Nope. Now we're just
which
hunting.
They abandon. That's later.
Oh, sorry.
But no, this one they're still trying. This is
Because the kids are all supposed to go on a canoeing trip. Chevy Chase is on his way. They ram him in a truck, the Scapellis do, and he finds out his brakes are out. And I mean, it's a pretty good scene stunt-wise of
Yeah.
him driving through this traffic. I mean, obviously it's all set up, but like him weaving through this traffic, whipping around that corner when Sandra Bullock comes through with that bus because she can't slow down either.
they were cans. It was just Chevy.
You couldn't
Run him
hit
over.
It was just Chevy Chase.
Yeah, but the impact would have slowed us down, and then we would have gone boom, boom.
Quick, hide all the minorities. Chevy Chase is coming.
Look, Dennis Hopper would have given us a break if we hit Chevy Chase.
He probably would.
Yeah, it would.
You know, that guy directed 5 movies. 2 of them were awesome, and then he had like 1 bad one, and then was just like relegated to nothingness.
Talk about the guy that did Speed.
Yeah. Jan de Bont. He's a cinematographer, and he's done a bunch of stuff, but he
What's
directed,
the other good one?
He directed Speed, he directed Twister,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and then he did Speed 2,
Fuck no.
and then he did 2 more garbage movies. I can't remember now
I
what
couldn't
they
even get
were.
through Speed 2 last time I tried to watch it.
I had a customer come in and ask me, we were talking about movies, and he's like, have you seen Twisters yet? And I was like, not the new one. And he's like, but yeah, they filmed near where I live. And I was like, that's awesome.
Glenn Powell took a shit in the top of my toilet and left.
Fuck yeah.
And then one of the
top
regular
toilet?
Yeah, like
The upper decker?
Yeah, upper decker.
Ah.
one of the regulars was like, yeah, we had
Dog
2
you.
tornadoes this summer. And I was like, actually, my husband said
Point of order.
my husband said that that was just the Twisters movies getting
Yeah, it
advertisement
was
for the
promotions for Twisters. They weren't real tornadoes.
Somebody got a camera. You can't buy promotion like this.
I was like, I'm just kidding. He's not that crazy of a person. He
A
is,
little bit.
people.
It's not that crazy.
But
He's
so
a
they try to
level.
kill him in this car accident. He drives off the pier into the bay. And I was like, well, Chevy Chase is dead. You don't drive a car into the water and live.
Now, he knows how to break the window with that chin.
That's fair.
He just
Well,
wiggles his
you
chin on the
didn't
glass.
Oh,
see
no,
it.
it's the 90s. He had a club in his car.
He
Fuck yeah.
opened the door before it hit the water.
No, you got to break that window. That's the play.
But yeah, he
That's
does.
why you're-
Scapelli's are right there on the fucking scene,
Yeah,
too.
they are.
Like,
Elbowing people out of the
yeah,
way.
You're making an entrance, dude.
You're,
Like,
on,
don't be
you're on
noticed.
this dock with a bunch of dudes wearing hard hats dressed like people who work for a living. And you all come up in your expensive suits,
Shark-skin
elbowing everybody
suits.
out of
Look,
the way.
these fucking union guys know.
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh.
Exactly.
Important suits. They might run us.
And then they're like, let's get out of here before anybody sees us. I'm like, they all saw you.
Everybody saw you. In the van that was actually doing the ramming. How did they keep up?
I don't
It
know.
was
Because that's
yeah,
a
it was like a
big
moving
It's
truck.
a moving van.
Yeah.
Like, I might be able to keep up in Steve.
Meanwhile, the Indian guys leave Johnathan Taylor Thomas behind because, well, Chevy Chase isn't there. They do offer to bring him, but he's like, nah, I don't want to go. And as they're driving away, they wave at him out the window. And that's the one that just had me rolling. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
dude.
And just to make it better, it flashes to
All of them.
Chevy.
Yeah, it cuts through
waving.
all of
We
them.
get a wave montage of everybody except the mistress.
I think it was just to have that, because to show that Johnathan Taylor Thomas could make himself cry. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, look, I'm crying in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's acting. He's doing work here.
I have to tell you,
Oh.
the whole time I was just kept waiting for him to break out in song.
Has he read the magazine yet?
Yeah, this was during the montage.
So
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's got the magazine with the Lion King on the back
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Because, synergy, dude.
Yeah, Disney.
Vertical
Well,
integration.
it came out in 95, didn't it?
94, 3?
Oh, 92, because I was in 5th grade.
Maybe he was advertising a video, like a Lion King video game, or Lion
I
King on
think it was
fucking
the-
VHS.
I think
Yeah.
it was a play, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, that
No.
wasn't, because that was like the animated pictures. I think it was just, it was Disney just being like,
Hey,
remember,
guess
remember
what else
this?
we made?
Lion
Yeah.
King? You recognize this kid's voice from something?
This voice
Not the
reminded
singing.
you?
not the singing. That's definitely not him.
The singing's a young black child who got no credit and probably barely got paid.
We're
but,
going to an
Bummer.
elephant graveyard, people.
Mufasa.
But Chevy Chase, he's disappointed. Johnathan Taylor Thomas is disappointed in Chevy Chase. He doesn't want to tell them about the attempted murder. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to worry them. So he just like, oh, I had car trouble, whatever. JTT's mad at him.
Yeah.
He's like, I give
sure
you my
did.
word, nothing will interfere with our July 4th trip.
Sure.
Did you not learn anything
Cut
from a
to
few scenes ago?
Ron Canada just ruins everything.
Well, did you not learn anything from a few scenes ago when you said this can't get any worse and then cut to the fucking courtroom with Chief Leonard?
Yep.
Come on.
Because now you got Ron Canada's like, we're shipping you to Portland, dude.
Yeah.
Nope.
We have to put you in witness protection, kind of.
It'll be wrapped up by the end of July.
Look, we're getting you 5 hours away. There's no way they'll find you.
I'm really glad that the Indian guides didn't have some sort of Thanksgiving celebration because it'd be really awkward.
Also, this movie's taking place in July.
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck are these kids in school?
No, it's not July yet. They're talking about
Year-round
going to.
That's awful.
Yeah.
They're talking about going to a camping trip in July. So he's probably out of school by now. They don't start until after Labor Day. We start in August. They don't start till the end of.
Well, they don't want those kids
September.
wearing white.
I never understood that. When can you wear white again then?
I don't know. I'm not a boomer.
Before Labor Day.
Yeah.
I don't know, the next year?
What the hell is that all about? Like
I have
Labor
no
Day's
idea.
over, so it's time to toughen up, take off your white linens, and put on your fucking
Yeah,
khakis.
because fall is now here and now you wear darker colors.
I don't.
Got it.
Look, Labor Day is past. We no longer care about the laborers. Put back on your work fucking jumper and get out there.
Maybe.
Start hucking rocks or whatever you do for a job.
Dude, who's paying you to huck rocks?
Ivan
people
Ooze?
from
Oh, he's not paying, man.
He pays those parents and the stuff. He calls it Ivan's Ooze, but
Call it slave labor. Yeehaw!
yeah, but he's like, so what's more important to you, Chevy Chase, than staying alive? He's a camping trip with Ben.
oh, heart warmth.
Or you just go to Farrah Fawcett and Jonathan Taylor Thomas and say, the mafia wants to murder me, so we're taking a trip.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that JTT hears like, oh, the mafia tried to kill you. I still don't fucking care.
Yeah.
You're still a dick. But he's like, when he does find out later, he's like, whoa, dude, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, it was
Come on,
100% for me, one of those things where he's going to be like, my brakes went out and I crashed into the bay, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas was going to be like, I don't care,
Sure.
you ruined our plans.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't.
I want to go
Thankfully.
whitewater rafting.
They did a good thing there, though, by making his, character development growth be actual goodness. Like,
He's still a serial killer at the end of this.
oh, definitely.
Still boiling heads in acid, dude.
Or the other thing he describes that we'll get to, which is, I was like, wow, that's brutal.
Yeah.
But they go on their camping trip. They're all hiking through the woods, and then the camera pans over about 8.5 feet, and there's the Scapellis right behind them with fucking hunting rifles.
Full
Like,
suits, by the way.
Full
Like
suits.
we're not in any sort of fatigues, leisure outfit. Like we are in fucking
in-
silk
Yeah.
Italian
well, this
suits.
is the old mafia. They always wore suits. This isn't like the Sopranos mafia where they always wear fucking track suits. Like
They wear comfortable suits. They wear leisure suits.
But yeah, they're following them. There's a whole thing about setting up the campsite, and JTT is still mad at Chevy Chase. So he's like, are you going to help me set up the tent or what? And he's like, no, I can't. My back's sore. And I just had flashbacks to having a teenager who wants to complain about back pain. And I'm like, bro, your back might hurt. I'm not saying it
Sure.
doesn't. You don't know.
Yeah, guess what? It gets worse.
You think your back hurts now? I've told her that. You think your back hurts now. Just wait 20 years.
It can't get any worse. Oh no. Chevy Chase and Silent Bob.
Silent Thunder.
That's what I said. Silent Bob. Do a little shtick here.
Oh, this is
And-
a total Curly and Moe situation.
We're not going to describe it too much, because it's all pantomiming. But these guys are dead.
Yeah.
Dude,
He
they're
starts
smacking
off-
each other with these wooden poles.
Yeah, he starts off by saying, he's like, let's make him laugh, and then smacks the dude in the back of the head with a solid wooden pole, and then much later hits him in the head with a metal sledgehammer.
like,
And
If
then
they're-
hits himself in the head with.
If they're like pantomiming it, not really hitting each other, that's one thing. But the Foley artists decided they are really hitting each other.
Yeah.
Because you hear like cracks and bangs and thunks.
Somebody released a YouTube video of Home Alone with blood added.
Oh,
I want that here. I just like have a doctor watch it and like, well, he'd be smashed right there. That would be out of his head. That would be there.
So they're having this like campfire, and Chevy Chase is like, I'm going to tell you this, ancient Native American tale. And then he proceeds to trauma dump all of JTT's stuff onto this
right
group.
in front of everybody. And by the way, he's doing the voice of like the I won't do the affection.
how they
afflection?
used to
Yeah.
talk in John Wayne
F
movies.
Troop, yeah. It's that like me, Chevy Chase have problem with little son.
Yeah, and this is that part where the one kid is like, actually, that's not how Native Americans spoke. And he's like, doing it for comedic effect.
I
kid.
know it's funnier this way. Shut up, kid.
Look, it's funnier when it's racist.
I don't care. I don't care about your stupid little fucking politically correct feelings, you little snowflake.
But it's like, it's supposed to be this funny story, but it's just like, this kid's dad left him, waved at him and everything. It was great. And then I
now,
moved in.
anytime someone waves at him, he cries. He can't even go to the ocean.
Tide's coming in. You want to go surfing? I can't. Don't worry.
Why
the
am I
salt-
just picturing Adam Sandler on a boat crying?
That's a good image.
Don't worry, kid. The salt water will wash away your tears, and you won't even notice.
The ocean is made from little boys crying because their fathers left them.
At least over in Ireland.
How do you think it got over here?
I don't have a dad. What was that, Gorgo?
Gorgo, yeah.
Can I speak to your dad? Don't have a dad. Well,
What?
we definitely landed in Ireland.
Back when orphans were just like kids who wandered the streets.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they still are in Ireland.
Well, I don't have a dad. I don't have a mom. Well, who do you live with? Myself.
I live outside.
I live with me dog.
I live right above a pub. Makes it easier to get home when I'm drinking. Aren't you 6? 7.5.
Look, I live with me dog in case I get hungry.
He's dog turds.
I thought about like that's what went through my head is he's eating dog shit. But then
You can't eat a dog.
I just choked on air. I choked on laughter.
This is going to be trouble. You know you need that shit.
I've forgotten how to read.
I've forgotten how to read, breathe, speak.
it's a good thing we don't have a podcast.
That's actually my mantra before we start recording. All right, breathe, read, speak.
So in the morning, Johnathan Taylor Thomas is sent to go fill the canteens. He spots the Scapellis. One of them's in the water catching fish with his bare hands.
Dude, he's doing, what's that called? Like noodling?
Yeah.
When you
Well,
just
that's how you get catfish.
Yeah, but he's just bare-handing it.
Yeah, he's bear fishing.
I've never
He's
been
bear
fishing,
fishing.
boss. I like this. I love that they're just yelling exposition. They're like, after we're done killing that guy, we should come back and keep fishing.
Did you hear me, boss? We've got to kill that guy.
After
he
we're
says
done
Sturgis.
he says his name. After
I know,
we're
but
done-
it's like he's yelling it to make sure the JTT can hear.
Yeah.
Because even later, he says like, when Johnathan Taylor Thomas runs back, tells Chevy Chase about the men in suits fishing.
There's 3 men in suits fishing over there.
They
and
go
they're talking about
back.
killing you.
Yeah, they go back to the water, and the guy's like, "Well, if you were better at faking car accidents, then we wouldn't be in this." Like, it's like, what are you doing? Quit yelling all your crimes.
Do you remember when you swore revenge to your father?
Why didn't you tell me you were in a car accident? Why didn't you tell me that they cut your brake lines?
Because you would have overreacted, you little bitch.
Yeah.
Kind of like you are now.
You wouldn't have believed me.
Listen to you, you won't shut up.
And honestly, the kid probably wouldn't have believed because it would have been such an acidine story.
Yeah.
Like, outlandish, not
Somebody cut
acid-
your brakes?
Yeah, sure they did.
Shut up. You were at the strip club. I see
Look,
glitter
you're
in
a
your car.
defense attorney. No one's mad at you, or not a defense attorney, a
Prosecuting?
prosecuting
Prosecutor.
attorney. There's no way a criminal
But
could
he ends
possibly
up
be mad at you.
being the defendant in the Native American land case. So I guess he's ADA.
Yeah, he's defending for the
In that
United
one,
States.
yeah.
But yeah, so he sends everybody away. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here, so you don't die. I'm gonna distract these guys." I guess is his plan.
Okay, yeah. Everybody, all 3 of the parents and then 4 of the kids, all 7 of you go to the ranger station. I'm gonna lead them further up or down the mountain. I
He
think
says up, but
he
they're
says
going
up, but then
down.
he definitely fucking slips and goes halfway down
Well, I
this
think
mountain.
he was intending to go up the mountain.
Yeah. But no, that's not the move though. The move is you all fucking leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
You all leave together. You go find a fucking cop and you go say, "Hey, this kid heard them. There's 3 men in suits fishing and they all have hunting rifles."
Well, that's illegal. You can't fish with a rifle.
It shouldn't be illegal.
We found something out. We find something else out that's illegal.
Point of order.
Well, I
Point of order.
had actually known. Point of order. I knew this.
I know. I'm just saying. The world knows now.
The world knows. The whole world that watched this movie knows.
Yeah.
You can't have a firearm in a state park.
Yeah, all 40 million people. Movie tickets were $1, right?
About that. It was the 90s, a wild time.
I remember you could go to movies with $20 and get like soda and a popcorn also.
Yeah.
But Chevy Chase falls down a mountain,
It's the second
gets
time your
pinned-
wife sounded like a boomer.
gets pinned by a log, and who shows up but Johnathan Taylor Thomas to rescue him?
We gotta stick together.
Don't worry, I'm a little kid. I'll save you.
I can pick up this log that you couldn't
No one. You know why he couldn't lift the log? Because he was pushing down on it.
Turns
I
out-
thought it was just the power of love.
Turns out lift
What?
involves going up.
You know what else could have worked?
Oh.
Lift versus
Away.
drag versus rotation, motherfucker.
It's not that hard.
Away would have also worked.
Slide your
Yeah.
leg. I mean, we pointed out this is a dead fucking tree
Yeah.
log. We've all been up to the mountains. We've all had these. It's not that heavy. Come on.
I was like 11 years old and built a bridge across a little river up on the mountain with my friend. We were moving logs 10 times bigger than this because they're dead. They're empty. They're hollow. Like the bugs have eaten all the shit.
That's really dangerous, by the way, trying to cross a river on dead logs.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you fall in?
But did you die?
We didn't die.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you fall in?
Probably not. I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm a little concussed.
I don't remember my childhood.
But
So
you
I remember
remember
making the
building this-
bridge, and then I remember being 10.
I remember building the bridge because we left it there and we're like, we're going to check and see if it's still there when we get back. And I don't think we ever did.
It
I
wasn't.
think that was the last time I was on that mountain until I was on mushrooms in my teens.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's another story.
Sounds great. Sounds like a lovely old time.
Made it halfway up the mountain. Mushrooms started kicking in. Stopped.
Yeah. I like this spot a lot. I'm feeling really good about this spot.
Hang out at one of those side road pullouts for the next 6 hours.
Hopefully nobody comes and talks to me.
So they decide they need to stop the Scapellis, and they come up with this asinine idea
I'm glad you used that word because I was just in my head like fucking asinine.
to cut down a tree branch that has a beehive on it and use it as a trap.
You're dead, by the way. You're getting my girled.
Yeah.
He needs his glasses.
Can't see without his glasses.
He needs his rollerblades. He can't see without his rollerblades.
He needs his Walkman.
That makes sense. I can't hear without my glasses on.
He can't listen without his Walkman. Yeah, dude, you got JTT is just right up on this beehive, cutting it down and then walking with it. But it's what, like a foot away from him?
Yeah.
These bees are fucking pissed.
Oh, talking about this scene, I know where the budget went.
Oh,
CG bees, CG tomahawk, and there's another thing that's like a
CBGB.
CG thing.
Oh, the arrows.
there is a couple when it's following the arrow Robin Hood style.
Yeah.
That's a probably pretty expensive shot for this.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
that,
when
that
they
explains
pin the
it.
one guy to the.
Oh yeah. Is that CG? I thought that was just
No,
like,
it's just like film trickery.
uh-huh.
It's like they had him in there, filmed it, pulling it out.
That's what
and
I
then
thought it
played it in
was.
reverse.
Just do it in reverse.
Because there's no way your suit folds into the way of these arrows that are coming at him. Because when those arrows went in, his suit went like vroom, and like
Yeah.
flipped outward toward them.
Good sound effect.
Yeah, vroom, vroom. But so they have a beehive trap that they've set for these guys. They're
Oh,
JTT is making him run from his, or they're going toward him because he's got his bow and arrow, and they're like, "We're not afraid of you, you little shit,"
Yeah.
something like that. And then Chevy Chase tomahawks this beehive down onto these dudes,
Right on the
and then the
Scapellis.
next shot, they've just got some welts.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dead.
I mean,
They're
how
not
did
allergic.
you stop this attack? Because what happens is the Scapelli, the elder, we'll call him, I don't know, Boss Scapelli. He's got a gun on both of these guys. So how does it go from that to how did you stop these bees?
They ran away.
The
these
movie
are
hit 97
Africanized.
minutes, and they were like, "Guys, that's it. We're cutting out
The bee budget ran out.
Because
Yeah.
they had already found the dynamite and the mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go to steal him up in this mine that Rambo was hanging out in.
And now we're
Yep.
gonna get to JTT being an absolute
Oh,
monster.
I do love this.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase says it's kind of boring. You could throw us off some jagged rocks.
the old seal him up in the mine with
You've
dynamite.
seen it once. You've seen it 1,000 times.
But yeah, Johnathan Taylor Thomas is you could wrap us in wet rawhide, so when it dries out, it'll mash us like a tube of toothpaste, and our guts will come out of either end.
Point of order. Before that, he says because
You could
he's
drill a
like,
hole in the back of our heads with an electric power tool to make it look like an industrial accident.
like, dude, raw. And then the rawhide thing. Even the fucking the Scapelli's like, good God.
Your son is demented.
Well, they like if he was gonna live past this, I would recommend you seek some kind of psychiatric help.
I think we're doing you a favor by putting him down.
Surprisingly, not a therapist joke because it's a '90s movie.
Uh-huh.
Anytime therapy came up, it was like therapy.
We actually didn't get like any lawyer jokes either.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
kind of expected some of that.
No, we kind of do at the end.
You call me the bad guy. You're the lawyer.
What do you mean that's all you make? Aren't you some hotshot lawyer?
Yeah, that's kind of. But I wanted to
He's
like,
like,
the,
it's
the
not
90s.
really
All
like,
minimum
those like
wage.
scumbag lawyer
Uh-huh.
jokes and
Well, because he's 88. He's
difference
not.
between a lawyer and a snake is the tie.
Oh,
Some Rodney Dangerfield version of that.
oh.
Hey.
The other parents and the kids all show up to save these guys. They reveal themselves one at a time. They're all pointing bows and arrows at him and whatnot.
And my bow and my axe.
And you have my bow and my bow and my bow. Okay, wait. Anybody got anything but a bow?
Okay, so we have bows.
yes.
Did anybody bring anything besides a bow?
George Wendt comes out. You've got my high cholesterol.
Oh man, you know George Wendt was putting a little whiskey in that coffee.
Oh,
during the
yeah, he
camp
Oh
scene.
God, yeah. Especially in the middle of the night when they're in the campfire and he's drinking his coffee cup. I'm like, that's what you're doing.
Coffee. His son's gonna grow up and try coffee. Like that doesn't smell anything like Dad's coffee, and it's hot. Huh?
I thought coffee was supposed to have what he called rocks in it.
Supposed to- I always had my dad always drank iced coffee. That's weird.
But they stop the Scapellis. Art LaFleur, after pointing out you can't have a gun, takes the gun and carries them out at gunpoint, basically.
Uh-huh.
But I guess you got to do something, right?
Yeah, as soon as he finds that ranger station.
Yeah. He'll turn it in. He'll get arrested for having a gun.
He'll collect the reward on himself.
And Chevy Chase has a line, those are the weirdest bunch of guys I've ever met. But I kind of like them.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, he met
Yeah.
my friends.
But who
Hey, you know
wants
us.
normal? Not
No,
us.
Normal's boring.
Norman was normal.
Norm.
No, he wasn't. But his name was Norman. So it's kind of normal. Normal?
It's kind of normal.
No, it's not. Normal was Garfield's
What's wrong with your mouth
the
today?
girl that was in love with Garfield.
Is Normal? No, Normal's a boy.
Normal's a little cute one, right?
Yeah.
Normal's a boy.
Normal was a
Normal's
girl.
the little one that's like obsessed, not in love with
Normal
him.
was a girl. Because we even had a girl cat named Normal because of it.
Just because you named your girl cat Normal.
Normal was a girl. Anyway.
You know what
so,
no one cares about? Garfield.
Oh,
In general.
you ate lasagna earlier. You're
I
kind
love
did.
lasagna, but I hate Mondays.
And you hate
But Actually, I
Mondays.
love Mondays. That's my first day off.
I know.
But
kind of weird being a bartender. It's like, what's wrong with Mondays?
It's your
But
Friday.
even when
Fuck
Bill
yeah.
Murray was playing him, I couldn't be bothered to care.
That's fine.
Now it's Chris Pratt. 'cause
Especially
Chris Pratt
when he was
voices
playing
everything.
him. Pratt's in everything.
So now we're at the end of the movie. And it's a wedding scene.
And the cake.
Oh wait, no,
has-
it's not the wedding scene. Sorry, I fast forwarded it too fast. He's like, they're walking away. He's like, so is it okay if I marry your mom? And he's like, well, I have a couple questions.
Oh yeah, they're in the house putting beach trash art up.
Yeah, they have another little happy scene.
And he's like, look what you did.
You made a
Mom,
circle.
Look what he
I love
did.
how it's like they act like it's an accident. I'm like, he took the curved stick and put it against the other two curved sticks.
Where there was a missing spot for a curved stick.
She's like, huh,
That's actually how he got with Farrah Fawcett.
it's complete.
She had an open spot for a curved stick, so plugging gaps.
But yeah, so then we go to the wedding scene. The wedding cake has two little red Native American.
It is
like, and I'm
the-
not saying that as a racist thing. These are Native American like
Dolls.
cake toppers.
Think of the
that
mascot
are
for
red.
the used to be Cleveland Indians.
Yeah,
It's that same red face caricature that's not a good logo. And like the cake top, neither of you are Native American. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but they're now the Indian tribe.
Well, sure, but
Chief
like
Red Crow is at the wedding, so
Yes.
it's okay.
if you want to do this, if you want to do this, you get the cake toppers that look like you and put the Native American headdress on it.
yeah,
If anything.
'Cause these aren't even cake toppers. These are large children's toys.
Uh-huh.
Like these are going to crush the top tier of this.
These are
cake.
bobbleheads they got at the Cleveland Indians game.
Yep.
Exactly, that's
in
what they look
93.
like. And then, according to the subtitles, Indian song starts.
Oh my
playing,
god, and it's Enya.
which I never even thought about
Is it
what
native?
that was, but I think that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Are
never
they
even
in-
thought about it.
No.
Are they a native?
No, they're not, but I think they have a native person singing that chant because it doesn't sound like the
Oh.
chick.
Return
Just
to
a
innocence.
fat
I just
beat.
know I remember that song. I mean, obviously everybody remembers that song, but I have it ingrained in me from late night
Waking up to infomercials.
infomercial, like best of albums. something.
Sadness.
Yeah.
moi.
Exactly. And then it goes, it just transfers into. There are
That
certain
song's
songs.
really hot. by the
There
way.
are
banger.
certain songs, and I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but where I'll hear like a part of the song, and then my head goes to the next song that was in the commercial.
Uh-huh. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
They have the wedding. Everybody's happy. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is like, I wish I could tell you we lived happily ever after, but we don't know yet. And I'm like, dude, this kid's killing these parents.
We setting up a sequel, and you're a murderer.
There was supposed to be a sequel. It never happened, thank God.
Okay, it's called The Man Under the House. It gets you. It puts lotion on the skin.
The house that Ben built.
Oh.
It puts lotion on the skin, or it gets a tomahawk again.
Steaks? Are we talking steaks?
Yeah, oh, I love a tomahawk
Ooh,
steak.
then I'm not lotioning ever. I don't. I hate that shit. All right, that's the end of that movie. So we'll go around for recommendations. Wife?
I mean, I watched it as a kid and I loved it then, but it was the 90s, man, and I know that's not an excuse, so I really don't think this should be seen.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I mean, unless you want to fucking just see the terribleness of what they like, the culture.
Was considered funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's not there. I know we didn't drink during it, but I think I would have been bored as shit drinking during this.
Yeah.
We laughed at inappropriate times.
Yeah,
we
we
got a
were
few
laughing
laughs.
at the stuff that we weren't supposed to laugh at.
Sure, but yeah, to me, it's a big stinker.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say no also. I mean, it's not as bad as it could have been. Like, they're saying Indian guides and they're doing all this stuff, but like there's not other than Chevy Chase's story, there's not a lot of like Native American jokes.
It could have been worse. It could.
Yeah.
It definitely could have
So
been worse.
Also,
there's that.
Could have had
I'll
Rob
give it-
Schneider.
I'll give it. Oh, God. Rob Schneider is a Native American. I will give it one thing. It felt quick enough.
Yeah.
I didn't
was
find it
tight.
dragging too much. So
Yeah, it was only
The
97
90s
minutes.
was known for having 90 minutes.
yeah, for sure.
So that's why they keep getting longer. Every decade, we have to add 10 years to every movie.
Yeah.
Or 10 minutes.
Yep.
10 years on some of them.
remember when movies used to only be 90 minutes. Oh.
But yeah, no, don't watch this movie. We did.
Yeah,
so you
you're-
didn't have
You're welcome.
to. So next week, we continue Shitbird Month with Cloak and Dagger, starring Henry Thomas of E.T. fame. Yes. And Dabney Coleman playing his imaginary friend.
Love me some Dabney Coleman.
No, not Dabby Coleman.
I said Dabney.
I will be doing dabs for Dabney.
Ooh, dabs for Dabney.
It's an 80s movie, so maybe it'll be worse than this. Who knows?
What are we doing for the Patreon?
Well, on Patreon, which you can get at patreon.com/worstpeople for only $3 a month, this month's episode ties to that episode because it also stars Henry Thomas, and it's E.T. the Extraterrestrial by the incomparable Steven Spielberg.
Ooh, he can't be comped.
He can't.
And from this little known actress, I don't know if anybody knows who she is. She was in like Firestarter. Her name is like Drew.
Scary more.
Drew.
The star
Oh.
of Scream.
That girl,
Yeah,
that
the star
girl
of
that
Scream.
died at the beginning of Scream. Yeah.
Like I said, the star.
The girl on the cover of Scream. She's the face in the back. That's the episode for this month. On Hunt Took Shots First, we also have episodes 1 and 2 and episodes 3 and 4 of
General Kenobi.
yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi coming out. And those were pretty funny. I just got done editing one of them, so I can tell you that.
I was like, man, I hope so.
I
I
haven't
was
recorded the
listening
other
to him
one, so
edit.
who knows? Maybe
Alright.
it's trash.
Yeah, it could be trash. I'll make sure it's not.
Thank Evasion for our opening and closing music. Go give them some money or see them in a concert or something. Follow them on
Buy some
Evasion
merch.
on Instagram.
Dude, go down to the moon, down on 4th Ave sometime around, I don't know, 1, and just be like, yo, Patch, here's $20. Throw it at him and run away.
Run away!
And just be like, bad movies, worst people. Chuck it and run.
You do that to us, too. Just throwing money around.
But that'll be it for this week. I've been Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Lord Crookshank.
Good night and tomahawk yourself, bitch.
Tonight we just did man inside of a man. Smells like sports dick in here. You never thought about that with your name, did you? We'll call it sports dick. What? Nobody likes the smell of a natural sweat. Smell like sports dick.
Like Art LaFleur's dick.
Oh God.